Welcome to It's a Material World, the show uncovering the secret interactions material science has in our everyday lives, with your hosts,
Puneeth Upadhyaya
and Tom Miller.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 0 of It's a Material World podcast. We're going to keep it short and sweet. We're going to talk about who we are, what gets us excited about material science. Then we'll delve more into our goals with this podcast, hint at some future episode topics, and discuss just the general structure of the podcast. So without further ado, Tom, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Tom Miller. I am finishing my undergrad in material science and engineering, focusing on structural and functional materials, which is really the hard materials, which are mainly your metals, ceramics, composites, those sorts of things. But in reality, I really am enamored by the whole field, and I want to learn more about it. This is a great way for us to do it, Puneeth and I'm just really excited to see where this goes.
I completely agree. And again, I'm Puneeth Upadhyaya. I'm a material science and engineering major. I'm pursuing my master's degree, and my interests generally revolve more around nanomaterials and biomaterials, specifically with 3D bioprinting.
So the reason why we want to do this podcast is to really, as you heard in the intro music, uncover the secret interactions material science has in our everyday lives. And that's a perspective that I think I've gained studying material science in college, because I see every problem in the world now as being a material science problem. And everything that I do day to day now, I think of as having a direct relationship to how I'm interacting with materials. And that's something I really want to make sure that's clear to the whole world, really.
So we should probably define material science and engineering, right?
Probably not a bad idea.
So material science and engineering, the textbook definition is the study of materials, but specifically the relationships between the structure, properties, and processing methods to optimize the performance of said material. So that's the textbook definition, but what's important to you is why we're doing this and how this impacts you. So do you want to get more into that, Tom?
Sure. So with the show, we also really want to heighten the awareness of the importance of material science and engineering as a field, and as a lens to look at solutions to some of the biggest problems that we're facing right now in the world, and some of our most complex problems. And with this in mind, we also want to thoroughly explain what material science is and why, as a discipline, it is uniquely equipped to be able to solve these problems. But with all this aside, we also plan to have a good amount of fun in the process and really hit some interesting topics throughout this, and generally enjoy making these episodes and get some of our good friends and some colleagues from all throughout industry on the show to explain these issues and explore these topics. I think our main motivation for doing this is because everything in the world is made of something, and that's kind of the main issue of our field. And without thinking about it, people are interacting with engineered materials almost every single second of every day, especially now that we have smartphones and computers and all that jazz. We're living in this world right now. And if we can optimize the production and the properties of these materials, material scientists can, in effect, improve our human condition and can really move us throughout our next century effectively. So as the show, we hope to also illuminate some of those things too, that as material scientists, there are a number of solutions which are potentially possible to really make these next big scientific leaps, which will propel us into these new technology fields we didn't even know were possible.
Yeah, just look all around you. I mean, with Tesla's electric vehicles, that's material science making those battery cells better and better so that they can go toe-to-toe with your traditional car manufacturers. And in terms of the aerospace field, getting us to space and withstanding all that environment, that's material science right there. It's material science is evident in the healthcare sector. It's evident in electronics. It's evident everywhere. And so we really want to just touch on all of those topics and really point out exactly how materials are engineered to make our world better each and every day.
So with all those really great applications that Puneeth mentioned, we also really do want to share in depth some of these really awesome applications of material science and engineering with some of our first episodes and throughout this series. So Puneeth, if you want to give us a little teaser in what these episodes are in no particular order.
Sure. We have a lot of good things coming towards you guys. We're going to be talking about things like nanotechnology, titanium, sustainable materials, additive manufacturing, and electronics. So a lot of different things are coming your way, and we're going to keep churning them out and keep getting you more and more topics revolving around this world of material science.
So with all those episode ideas in mind, the structure that we have found is working best for our show is really a guest-paced approach where Puneeth and I are going to be interviewing a number of people throughout the industry and academia, and honestly, some of our friends who have moved into different parts of the industry who have some topic that they really want to stand on a soapbox on. And then there's also probably going to be a couple episodes where if something comes up where we find it's appropriate, we may just do an episode where it's just the two of us too talking. But which is also to say, one final note there is that we are a brand new podcast and we're learning a lot and we're trying some experiments and we're trying some things to see how they work or how they don't work. So certainly we'll have our social media set up and we have an email as well, and we'll put all that stuff in the show notes. But if you do have any feedback for us, feel free to reach out and tell us what's working, tell us what's not working, and we're happy to adjust. But also, if you come up with a topic that you think we should hit in an episode or someone you think that would really be well suited for one of these discussions, then certainly let us know too. We'd absolutely love to hear that.
We're super, super excited about starting all of this, and we really can't wait to give you a glimpse of the world through the lens of material science. So I hope you guys get excited by this because we're really amped up for all of this.
Thank you everyone for joining us for this abridged episode of the It's a Material Worlds podcast. We're excited to be releasing a few episodes here to start out our feed. So feel free to stay online and it should cycle through to the next episode. And once again, any feedback, let us know. We're always happy to hear it. And you'll be hearing from us soon in the next episode. So take care.